This is the new phase of the Intifada. Small bands of armed Palestinians targeted by small...
It was the bloodiest battle in 3 years in the occupied territories and part of a new phase in the Arab uprising.
Once upon a time, there lived a princess who was very beautiful, but also very small. When she passed by on her pony, the other children whispered, "She's as small as a mushroom, or she's as small as a blade of grass." Some people said that she was too small to be a real princess, because real princesses were tall and elegant. She threw herself into her mother's arms and asked, "Why am I so small? Why does everyone make fun of me?" And the queen mother replied, "They do it because they don't know any better. Your grandfather was small just like you and was a great hero all the same." "What did he do?" asked the little princess. "He set out from here and defeated all our enemies so that our country could live in peace," replied her mother. "I want to do something brave," said the little princess. "I want to go on an adventure all by myself." I love when Rachel reads my favorite story. Even though she is Jewish, she is my best friend. It's unusual for Palestinian and Israeli children to play together, but my mother sneaks our family by the Israeli soldiers to come to this park. It is the land our family used to own, and it brings my mother peace.
أنا لا أريد الجدال الرجاء أن تهدئي الأولاد سيسمعوننا.
لا 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 هذا خطأ يجب ألا تعمل مع اليهود أصدقائنا وجيراننا لا يفهمون ذلك.
أنا أريد إعطاء الأولاد حياة أفضل وكريمة.
My mother doesn't understand how my father can continue to work for the Jews. Our family is shunned by some of the neighbors in our refugee camp, but my father is proud to provide his family with a better life than most Palestinians. My father is a soldier for the Israel army. Since my mom and he divorced, we don't get to see each other much. He told me he carries my poems with him all the time. I know they keep him safe.
Today, amid fears that violence has reached a new and
Last night, NBC's Martin Fletcher reported on how the Palestinians are using the shelling deaths of their children to whip up war fervor.
The killing of children has been condemned by both sides, but neither has taken steps to stop it.
And again, children are the flashpoint.
Yes.
I worry so much about Samir. He's been jailed twice for throwing rocks at the Israeli soldiers. My mother worries that he will be killed. I know Rachel has a crush on Samir, but we all know that they can never be together.
Yesterday, I was daydreaming that Samir and I went to the movies together. But of course, it could never happen. Ayat's family are not free to go anywhere they want. Seems so hopeless.
Ayat, let's run away.
What?
We could travel the world together. You could be a famous journalist, and I could be your photographer. We can go anywhere we want.
Rachel, don't you realize that I'll never leave here? My family is here, and I can't just...
Your family could leave too.
My family doesn't want to leave here. This is our home. This is our land.
It's my home too. I worry about the future.
What future?
Ayat, no matter what happens, we'll always be together.
Today was the worst birthday I ever had. My father and I were crossing into Bethlehem when 2 Israeli guards asked for our papers. Finally, the older guard helped my father to his feet.
Monitors and reporters are still not allowed past this army checkpoint.
Violent troubles in the Middle East.
When a young Palestinian woman blew herself up, she took the lives of 6 Israelis.
This is the second time since this uprising began that this marketplace has been hit by a suicide bomber.
Attack and reprisal is taking a growing toll of those least able to defend themselves, the children.
Ayat! Rachel.
Straight A's, Ayat? That is so great.
Is it?
Of course it is.
You know what they teach me in school, Rachel? They teach me to hate you.
Could you ever hate me, Ayat?
Of course not.
Ayat!
This war managed to claim 2 casualties that day. Ayat's mother and our friendship.
Ayat!
Soon after, it claimed another as my family mourned the loss of my father. I wanted to speak to Ayat and tell her that she wasn't the only one suffering from this war. But she never came back to the park again. My need to see Ayat was so strong that I decided to cross the border into the refugee camp. The worst part was that Samir was one of the boys throwing the stones.
In the Middle East tonight, the fuse is burning again toward war.
Dinner. The other looking for an answer to her rage.
And it appears that no one is trying to head it off.
اليوم قوات الاحتلال مستمرة في الترهيب والتخويف باستخدام القنابل والصواريخ، وللأسف كالعادة الأطفال يقعون تحت ضرب النار. سكان مخيم جنين ردوا على الاعتداء الإسرائيلي الغاشم. الحكومة الفلسطينية يطالبون بإيقاف والاعتداء على مخيم جنين. وكالعادة النساء والأطفال ما زالوا تحت الهجوم والضرب من قبل القوات الإسرائيلية، وحركة الجهاد الإسلامي وعدت في الرد على هذا الاعتداء الإسرائيلي. الانفجار الذي حدث يوم الاثنين في إسرائيل تبنته جهة حركة الجهاد الإسلامي، والحكومة الإسرائيلية يلقون اللوم على الرئيس الفلسطيني في هذا التفجير.
Last night, Ayat was in my dreams. We were back in the park as children, laughing and playing. But then I hugged her and she disappeared.
So the little princess crossed deserts, mountains, and forests. She rescued the villagers from the vultures and the dragons. As she passed through the villages that she had rescued, everywhere she heard people shouting, "Hooray for the little princess! Hooray! Hooray!"
I wait for the day to break me. I look up to the sky. Back on the life that graced me when you were mine. Time comes, the time comes, the time comes, the time comes, the time comes, time comes, and then it goes away. Don't try to read the silence, and don't try to live it down, 'cause I've learned a thing or two about patience, and I have found